Welcome back to another first round match in the tournament. We're in the Europeans bracket, and this match is between RazvanWar and pimpkarp. pimpkarp, of course, a former Trash Bowl champion and Hearthstone legend from the America server who's helping out on the European side and filling in for some open spots. So, should be an interesting game. Let me remind you before we get into this to drop a like on this video to support the effort that these great competitors make to give you some free, great Hearthstone gameplay entertainment. Also, subscribe to this channel to not miss out on the rest of this tournament because it only gets better from here. And if you want to go the extra mile, join our Discord server. Link to that's in the description. You can meet us there and all these players, of course, in there. Everything's thrown down. It's a great place. But what are we looking at with these two players today?
Well, RazvanWar is bringing his Galakrond Shaman, his Dragon Mage, his Galakrond Secret Rogue, and his Spell Druid of all things is banned.
Spell Druid banned.
pimpkarp is bringing Totem Shaman, Tempo Demon Hunter, his own Spell Druid, and his Face Hunter is banned. And as I say that, let me, for completion's sake,
spectate them all.
Spectate both players.
Get them all. So, pimpkarp, of course, kind of budget Andy here because he has to.
I should have said Quest Galakrond Shaman.
Yes, that is kind of important. pimpkarp is, of course, playing on a budget here because this is not his native server. He literally ground out EO's EU server for like a couple of weeks to be able to fill in the slot.
Does not play the Orc Merchant on 1.
He chills. He hangs.
Some players in our tournament have played Guardian Orc Merchant on 1 before.
And you know that this is going to be... Yes. You know this will be a high-quality match on account of... We know pimpkarp. He might not have the greatest fleshed-out decks here. He's playing on a budget. But we know he's a world-class player. And we also know that Razvan, even though it's the first time in the tournament, he's pushing Legend here. He's in the very high diamond ranks, so he knows how this game works. And I'm expecting some quality Hearthstone. Should be a good day.
I guess we're gonna see probably Mana Tide this turn.
Good.
There's really nothing you can do to deal with the Evil Totem, which is unfortunate, but that's just how it is. So you kind of have to look at your options. The Marsh spawn is not particularly great right now. So you could play Battle Mage and Orc Merchant, but it's a bit of a weird play ruling. I like Mana Tide here. The most straightforward play.
Also, this might be the most rare sight in all of this tournament is a Shaman Mirror.
Yeah, and you can actually coin... you can still coin the Mana Tide now so that you have a Marsh spawn trigger next turn.
He just rolls.
He just rolls for the totem. You can still play Totemic Might if you wanted to for the Marsh spawn. Yeah, ooh, that's...
Maniac, so some power tempo plays here from Razvan's coming out hot. Lot of rush in this deck. This deck is made to much.
Galakrond Shaman tells you already it's a lot of rush. Because of course the hero power for Galakrond summons a lot of minions. Interesting choice, by the way, running the Questing Explorer into the 2/2 rather than the rush minion. A lot of people like sacrificing the rush minions.
Keeping stuff alive. Says, I'm taking board. Yeah. Thank you very much. He knows what he's going up against, obviously, and there's not the most amount of removal in pimpkarp's deck here. So I like what he's doing. He's going to use this Orc Merchant here to protect his mana type. You can't hate it.
See, I like protecting the mana type with the Orc Merchant. I would have just done it differently.
You done it differently?
I would have taken out one of the 2 ones.
Okay, with the Orc Merchant.
Yeah. Same result, kind of. And it's more consistent if you can summon maybe like... I don't think there's any one-attack rushers, or I don't think there's any ping damage per se, but just anything else where it's just more flexible to just have the minion taken out than...
Interesting choice. We see a big board by RazvanWar. This is going to be tough to contest if you pimpkarp.
Marshmallow now does have the trigger, though.
And no AoE picked up. Lightning Bolt might be in the cards.
Holding a dragon. Otherwise, Lightning Breath would have been really good here as well. Now, obviously, no dragons. I understand why he's not holding one, but...
I'm going to bolt one of the Faceless Seas here and just keep going.
Well, I mean, there's
not a lot to do.
The thing is, there's 2 very sensible choices here, right? It's either Faceless or Totem. Now, Faceless, of course, means you don't die as fast. Totem means your opponent gets a lot less value.
He actually just rolls hero power and takes it easy, so... Kind of some interesting choices here from pimpkarp, and this might already be a killing blow.
Soul of the Murloc is very interesting here.
Picks up something like Bloodlust there. Soul is...
Picks Frost Shock instead.
And another Faceless saying, you don't have AoE, I've seen it. I don't believe you, and this could be over quick.
Now, of course, the ultimate thing would have been if pimpkarp had got the Lightning Sword, fake not having AoE, but that's... I think that's a bit much. You would have had to play it there.
Yeah. Martin, what's it gonna do then? This is a lot of people without faces staring at pimpkarp right now.
One of those could be killed by the Arc Merchant, another by the Lightning Bolt, but that still is a lot of stuff on the board, even after that.
Very tough to deal with right now. And the budget deck showing the cracks.
Yeah, and honestly, I think this is the only Totem Shaman in the entire tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And quite honestly, I was surprised when I saw it, but knowing that it used to be a pretty good deck for a while, and that it is a relatively cheap deck, it made sense.
And pimpkarp resigns game number 1, so that is the 1-0 lead for Razvan. Convincing with the Galakrond Shaman, takes it home. Galakrond didn't even show up. Quest didn't even show up.
Sometimes he doesn't need to show up.
Sometimes you don't even need Galley to show up. Took it home with the faceless thank you.
I believe you might have a slight
stutter. Perhaps. It might. So if you pimpkarp, obviously all your decks are budget decks. Shaman seems like the most unconventional. Do you want to try this again? Or maybe you pick up a Demon Hunter that's you might be a bit more used to even on the standpoint?
I guess he probably had a reason why he played Shaman first, right? And depending on what that reason is, it might be very sensible to play it again, right? If you were saying, I have some good matchups with Shaman, and this might just not have been the one, then maybe bring it back.
Try it again.
But I personally would generally start off with a deck that I think I have good chances with. So that might not have been the Shaman necessarily, but it depends a little bit on matchups as well, of course. We see Demon Hunter.
We see Demon Hunter, and of course he's sitting there with Arana. Is pimpkarp. What a legend.
Oh, if you buy the Arana bundle, I guess you get the hero on Alls?
I suppose.
Because I don't think he would have bought her on Europe, right?
Probably not, unless he plans to maybe play there in the future and continue playing both solos, which would also be cool. And a lot of work. Cat picked up from Razvan. We see Umberwing on hand, pimpkarp. That's a very important card. And one of the better Demon Hunter keeps. Gonna put that out. Why play Arana? That's a different question.
Animated hero portrait. I don't think he has his 500 wins with Illidan quite yet.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
I know, some people...
Not on Europe, at least.
Some people just like...
Some people like just being different. Like, just having a different hero than others.
Yeah, just having a different hero than default. One that is not very common, and also just... Again, the animation, I think, is a factor for some people.
We saw a perfect example of that right before this, whenever Razvan decided to bring on his Morgul the Oracle. Just because he has it.
Yeah, and, of course, I don't have Morgul, because a certain Russian that I refer to the game has not actually played to level 20 yet.
Right. He once tried to get Sergei into the game. He never played. We need to talk to him about that.
Yeah. That will be something, right? So he's debating there whether he wants to play the Satyr or not. He decides to do it. I mean, I guess no matter when you play it, it's going to get backstabbed more likely than not.
That is correct. But he'd like
Cobalt Lackey, but that's not necessarily...
Good Pepple play for his position for sure. Backstab should deal with that. He could seal its fate and backstab something, to be honest. He could do both.
Yeah.
Clear this up.
And then trade off the Miscreant into the 1/1.
Make it super easy. That's what is about to happen. Maybe no fate sealment. This could lead to another backstab. Maybe. Ghost Betrayal instead.
I think you wanted to play that Lackey first, quite honestly.
Well,
first of all, out of principle, you discover first before you do anything else. If you know you want to play it. But second of all, that Betrayal would have very conveniently not just killed the Overseer, but also the 1/1.
Yeah. And then you backstab after, that is correct.
Then you can backstab the 2/2 still, yeah. Clear the board perfectly. I'm not saying it's necessarily a misplay, there's probably going to be a better Betrayal in the future.
Yeah.
But that's one possibility for sure.
That is definitely would have been cleaner.
Spectral Side now Outcast.
Sensible. Could play it if he doesn't feel like his turn right now is strong enough.
Yeah, but his alternative, of course, is to play the Battle Fiend and some sort of attack buff. And then hit. And get the 2/2 right away.
Go.
Remember when Battle Fiend just used to just be a 2/2? That was insane.
Idean picked up. That's the big one.
Yeah, but it's not that relevant right now, I think.
One of you.
Because you might want to get a bigger effect out of it later.
You might, but then again...
Both as in killing a bigger minion, and as in potentially healing a little bit.
Yeah.
But then again, as you were about to say, I think, then it's going to be very hard to move it to the left side of the hand.
Exactly.
Or dig it out of the right
side. Takes a while because you have a skull in there, you have the Warglaze.
Ooh, the skull is really unfortunate because you probably have to wait until it moves to the left if you want to get it to full effect.
Takes a couple more turns for sure.
Good use of the Grandmummy there.
Yep, Razvan is going to be developing his board and gets an offer of a Malygos, a Dragon Queen, and picks up the least interesting one, but probably the most sensible choice. Because he's going to curve into it next time.
I gotta say this, right? Oftentimes, the least flashy choice can be very sensible.
Especially with dragons.
Yeah.
Especially with dragons.
I'm not saying necessarily always pick the least flashy thing. What I am saying is, though, don't consider what's the flashiest, consider what's the most useful for you.
Yes, absolutely. What do you need right now? Warglaze could have cleared up here, but he decides to take it easy.
Yeah, I think it's a similar argument as with the Ibium, right? Like, do you really want to use a Warglaze to kill 3 small things?
Also, you do have to worry a little bit about that secret that's up.
Yes, it could be Bamboozle, which is, I guess is the one to worry about in this situation. It is... then again, actually, could it be Bamboozle? Do you know the deck list right offhand? Because pimpkarp probably does.
Pimpkarp definitely knows the Razvan's deck list.
He knows exactly what secrets are in there.
I do not. I do not know if Bamboozle's in there. From experience, Bamboozle tends to be in.
Yes, I'm just saying, you might have noticed it before when we were doing commentary, we cannot remember 116 different decks.
Not all of them.
So,
it's tough enough to remember our own and those of our opponents.
Let's just say that I have gone into the Trash Bowl games without knowing 100% by heart my deck list, so that's...
Your own?
Yeah!
What?
Yeah.
You're just taking surprises? Okay.
It's not that I've never seen it before, it's just that I don't necessarily find a fan.
No wonder our history hasn't been successful up until this year, at least. Glavebound is big. Could be good pick up here.
Yeah, and if you run your face into the Shield of Galliport, you can actually kill it with that.
Kill it. Looks like actually a good tempo play.
Yeah.
This goes boom, and then...
And then you can still take out the Grandmummy without actually triggering the Death Threat, or at least without the Death Threat of having an effect.
Looks good.
With your little Citadel Runner there.
I like this play. You know now, Bamboozle is not on tap, so you can deduce it's probably dirty tricks. Cheap tricks or whatever.
There is definitely a good play there for... Oh, dirty tricks, yes. Definitely good faces there.
Pick.
Remind me 1-mana rogue spells. I think Invasive Form is the pick, but remind me of the 1-mana rogue spells really quickly.
Sinister Strike.
Yeah. That's definitely the pick, the Invasive. Some classes really like his Spellkin, I'm telling you. Others do not.
Others don't.
So yeah.
Here comes the Warglaze of Aznath. Pimpkarp has stopped playing. Now he's playing for you.
He stopped playing. Now he's playing.
He's playing. He's playing literally. Stop playing literally. Warglaze out and he's going.
And of course 2 buffs to the battlefield.
2 buffs. Battlefield works good with this weapon.
Yes. However, it could also have its failed sealed or be stunned.
Be stunned. Black him, jack him, stun him. Why not seal his fate? I mean, I don't hate it.
I mean, I personally would also prefer seal. But then again, you also have to consider that there's probably...
What's the Black Stunner? He wants to make the tempo play.
Targets where Stunner is pretty bad, but Seal might still make sense.
He's gonna drop the 6-drop here, so it works with the mana this way.
That's the other argument for it, of course.
It's definitely a good play, especially protects well against the
yeah, I mean, if you look at his hand, right, what would he have done with 4 mana?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just really awkward mana curve.
So I think good play. Good decision there.
Of course, there's still a possibility to replay the Battle Fiend and basically do the same thing again, right? Hit twice into the dragon if you like.
You could slice, and then the Skull of Gul'dan is Outcast, which would be good.
You could also slice Hero Power and Skull, or slice Hero Power and Battle Fiend.
There's good tricks. He pretty much knew that was it. Well, Zephyrus is drawn, so that's relevant. He plays a Skull, gets 2 Chaos Strikes, a Twin Slice. That's so much attack.
Yeah, but I mean, like, yes, when he goes face, theoretically, but like his next 2 hits are gonna go into minions anyways, right?
Yes.
Or not, if he's eye-beaming it. Because you might as well Hero Power or Twin Slice, right? And just kill it with the weapon. And then you can even kill the rider with the weapon as well. And then remind me, can you attack again after that? They're right. It just says you can attack again, so you
have extra attack that's not from your weapon, you can attack again.
Because then...
And he's running a long time, decides to go without playing the cards? For now. Okay.
Okay.
And he pushes the second one into the noggin.
I think I would have played this a little differently, but then again, what do I know, right?
You're not pimpkarp.
I most certainly am not.
No one is pimpkarp.
Except that.
Yeah, pimpkarp. Best belief he is.
Pharaoh Cats is one of the really good one-drops. Grandmommy would have been a very reasonable play this turn.
Those faces.
Gets Nat Pagel instead.
The Nat Pagel, not the extreme angler.
That one is not
He's
in the regular game.
More of a relaxed angler.
Yes, very much so.
Full board of stuff, and it looks like pimpkarp doesn't have much. Is there some...
I mean, with Workless he can clear, but he'll also die.
Is there something crazy with
he can almost
Kane? No, doesn't look like it.
Well, Kane, and then we have Workless are still playable. And then you have another 4. I think without Workless you have more, yeah. You play Kane, you play Glavebound, you play all the attack buffs, and then you just see how much it is.
Okay.
I mean, okay, with the second Chaos Strike, it's 4.
Checking his numbers here.
With the second Slice, Twin Slice, it is 6. Glavebound is 10.
And you get 3 slices, right?
I don't think you play... Yeah, but you have to play Kane, right? So you...
Yeah.
So either you get 3 slices or you get Glavebound. I guess 3 slices is slightly better. So you get to... Actually, no. I mean, if you play 1 slice... If you play all the slices...
You get 6 slices for 2 mana, so that's 7. You then play...
You can then hero power still. I think the difference between playing Glavebound and not playing Glavebound is just 1 point. Because of the hero power.
It seems like it's not...
But neither is enough.
Not quite enough. Here.
No, I think you get to like 13 or 14.
It's Kane. Victoria.
Medicine for trades?
Just goes with this, and then Glavebound actually adjusts and clears the board with Glavebound. That's a really good adjustment from pimpkarp going to fly. Kane?
Why did you not run the Kane at least into one of the 1-2s?
Kane never attacked. He ran out of time then.
Oh, right.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I mean, I was doing the same calcs as he was, but just nothing.
Razvan's just trying to be safe here, as saying maybe I'll play the Galakrond. Take the armor, take the draw right now. The game isn't going to go for that much.
Yeah, and also it could potentially draw him lethal, of course, because the spells are free.
Shadow Stop is not it. Invoke is good, but not it. And here's the Betrayal use. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Now your taunt is active, you're more protected. And it seems like he's going to be overwhelming here.
With his power, if you will. That's a joke about a card that's not in the Hall of Fame.
Because it was too powerful. It was overwhelmingly powerful, as a matter of fact. So it's in the Hall of Fame. Pimpkarp will remember, a lot of people remember, some people will not remember. And it looks like Razvan is going to extend his lead here, with the Battle Mage draw seeming kind of dead.
I mean, at this point, if you want to win, you gotta Warglaves somehow and push all the damage in the face, but you can't. I mean...
Warglaves, put everything, clean up, and you are...
Yeah, you're at 1 health. Well, you're 2 health,
yeah.
Sorry. It's not exactly great.
Seems like you only play.
I mean, yeah, but it's still not great.
No. It's never great.
Of course, that is to say that with the Goblin Lackey, Razvan has lethal. If you don't clear.
Mm-hmm.
Including the Nat Pagel.
Yes.
Dude,
you gotta
kill by the Nat Pagel.
You gotta kill the Pagel. It's important.
Oh boy.
Full board. Let's see if pimpkarp remembers to kill the Pagel. He doesn't. It looks like he didn't.
He'll be killed by the Nat Pagel.
It looks like he did not kill the Pagel.
Actually, that's... Oh, right. He says it 2. I think it was 1. So the Goblin does not actually produce lethal in its own right.
True.
Never mind. Hero Power could find you lethal, but that's also more of a...
Oh, dude, the Pagel.
Step! Right. See? There was something about the Pagel.
Imagine being killed by Nat Pagel.
Now that is some extreme angling if I ever saw.
The fisherman himself. And Razvan must be feeling good about himself there. That was a moment of the tournament kind of situation there. Nat Pagel, double, Goblin, Lackey, Shadow Step. GG's. Should have killed the Pagel.
Yeah, he could have killed the Pagel.
Should have killed the Pagel. Tough. That is tough. Razvan, 2-0 lead on his home server, and pimpkarp definitely...
Imagine underestimating Nat Pagel.
Yeah, imagine that. pimpkarp on his non-home server definitely with the struggles. Understandably so, but he even then, he doesn't want to go out with a 3-0 here.
Yeah, and of course, if he doesn't want to go 3-0, he knows what deck he's going to face. It's the Mage. The only deck that Razvan can play at this point is the Dragon Mage. And he
picks up the...
Also, I couldn't help but notice there's a Pyroblast in the hand.
There's...
You're probably not keeping that, but it's... I actually did keep it, yeah.
You did keep it. That is interesting.
And you got a puzzle box, too.
Got a puzzle box.
Okay, you know what? I can see keeping Pyro, because sometimes you keep a card just so you don't not draw it. Because that can happen.
That is correct, but I'm not sure if I love that logic. Expecting Umberwing, and then we'll see a big Doomsayer, I would say.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's, it's gonna kill 2/1 Fell Wings.
Oh, it definitely prevents you from tempoing out your...
Yeah, for the Satyr,
that's the big thing. I would say about it. There it is. I would think so. I think it's a mistake not to Doomsayer here, because if you give it another turn, the Doomsayer might get killed.
Yeah.
I think he needs to.
And more importantly, there is a lot of things in Demon Hunter that are at 3. You have the Shadow Weavers, you've got the Overseers. You generally, turn 3 is
this
one of those...
could go punished, because you don't see much removal until Blizzard time. For Razvan at this point.
Blizzard time.
Small indie company. And you're seeing 7 attack on board for Pimp.
8 with the weapon.
That Doomsayer now. Frostnova picked up, that's good.
I think you can just Arcane Breath the Overseer, yeah. And then ping the Foulwing if you want to. Yeah. Or play the Doomsayer now.
Play Doomsayer now.
Now, of course, if he plays Doomsayer now, he's not going to actually play into much. But he doesn't know that necessarily. So we're going to see Spectral Side come down. We're going to just see Pimpkarp use that turn to just get some cards.
Spectral Side, Twin Slash Hero Power still kills the Doomsayer.
If you feel like it, yeah.
Oh, why not? Right? Why let your stuff die here? And you have nothing better to play.
Yeah, I suppose.
Doesn't do it. Go face. Know the place.
I mean, that is, I guess that's the argument, right?
Razvan likes this. Razvan will definitely...
You want to push damage to the face.
Given the hand that he has, will definitely like seeing that Doomsayer go off and resetting the board.
I think he kept Slice for potentially with a use for the Warglass later.
Maybe. That would have been a second slice.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Warglass coming out right here. No hits.
Very passive... Oh, no, he actually doesn't.
Okay.
It's still a relatively passive play. Yeah. We've seen him make, I think there's a third or so passive play he's made in this match.
I like the focus of him on trying to deal weapon damage here, because he knows there's of course a lot of board control, but what there isn't necessarily a lot of for Razvan is taunts and healing.
Yeah, and this would have also potentially been a good turn for Meta, but instead he decides to just push damage.
He decides to push damage. I like it. Which, I mean, Meta can always do damage.
Yeah. And next turn I think would be a good one to start with Meta, because your opponent's at 12.
Next turn you're going to win if he doesn't do anything about it, and here comes the puzzle box. Of course, classic, I don't have anything else to do, let's play it and go puzzle box.
The thing is, right, like, at this point, Pimpkarp has at the very least a 2-turn lethal. He might fish out a lethal.
See what we get here. Holy Noah is a good one. He likes that.
Embalming, depending on what it hits.
Not as great.
This is horrible, because you lose a minion and you get 3 bad cards.
You don't like that.
Racking?
It's gonna trap. Could give him something good.
Could give him something good.
Power Freshen is fine. Toxic doesn't do anything. Soul of the Forest doesn't do anything. Deadly Shot's good.
That's good.
He's gonna like that one. Lightning Bolt. Ooh, where does it go? It's his own face. Force Aid's very good.
Yeah, but Metamorphosis is still 2-turn lethal.
Right, fire. He keeps dealing damage to himself too.
Wait, Hero Power, Metamorphosis Hero Power is 1 off, right?
Slice Hero
Metamorphosis Hero Power.
Yeah, he's got it. And the puzzle blocks has put him into exact lethal range.
Also, side note, we know that an Ice Barrier and a Pyroblast were burned by the
Ice Barrier could have helped at some point. He even does it with Kane. Keeps the Metamorphosis on hand, saying, yo, I'm not even going to show you. So Pimpkarp has pushed the Demon Hunter through and has won his first game of this match. It's now 2-1. Still Razvan with the lead. Pimpkarp has to be feeling better about himself. With the budget lineup, he's managed to win a game, and now it's just time to just keep
yeah, and now he's got to play Totem Shaman and Spell Druid.
2 decks I find dubious, I must say. But it's very tough to come up with a full lineup on a budget.
Speaking of the dubiousness of the Spell Druid, I kind of alluded to it earlier, right? Pimpkarp seems to feel differently. Not only did he bring one to the tournament like a lot of people did, but he also banned his opponent's Spell Druid.
Most certainly did.
mean, it's a choice, and apparently, I mean, he probably has reasons for it, but...
This tournament is sponsored by beverage. Whenever that you feel like you need to consume beverage, do it. It's good. Hydration. Alright. We see the druid.
There is a bit of a glitch there, but I was about to say those usually resolve themselves by the time that...
It appears to be the more stable version of the spell druid here, as pimpkarp is pushing out these plays like a cannonball.
Yeah, this is the dragon version.
Yeah. It's probably the better one over the Kalthus version. And I tend to prefer it as a bit more of a stable.
Yeah. It's more consistent. It's more consistent. The Kalthus one has the higher ceiling, of course, but that's not exactly what you're looking for in a tournament. You're looking for a consistent...
Pimpkarp has everything he wants here. He's gonna gain so much mana. Oh, this is a perfect hand for Pimpkarp. He has literally all the choices in the world. He could overgrow, he could fly swarm now, he could fungal fortunes.
If you overgrow, he can play Mount Seller next turn.
Overgrow,
with...
Innervate and Fortune decides to prioritize the board presence.
Yeah.
Glowflame.
You could have Overgrowth and the next turn played Mount Seller, Innervate, and Ironbark. And still got a big board. And then again, this is also a pretty good board. You know, not gonna lie. Ooh, I was about to say, Spellkin with Mage is pretty good.
Yeah, you get your Arcane Missiles, you get stuff to go.
You get Arcane Missiles, you get the small Arcane Explosions. Is that still around? That deals it to 3. I always forget what the name
is.
Yeah.
Shooting Star?
Shooting Star, yeah. Is that still around?
I'm not sure.
Is that a Boomsday card? It seems like it might be a Boomsday card.
I think it's not around.
Never mind then. But it's Arcane Missiles and others.
Fungal Fortune's coming in here, and
I think we're going to see the Ironbark as well. It allows for a really good trade.
Not gonna bark. Wants to keep it for Mount Seller. That's. I
mean, it makes sense.
He could drop Ysera next turn if he wants, depending on what he sees here from Razvan.
Well, he sees a Naga Sandwich.
Naga Sandwich. Probably tastes awful. Fog Beam, take.
Not meant to be consumed.
Not meant to. Why is it called a sandwich?
Because she's a witch and she's from the desert.
You gotta, if your job description eating a sandwich, you need to find a different profession. That's a fact. Plays the Ysera now.
I mean, it's a very good card.
Couple portals, dragons will pop up left, right, and center. He has Moonfire to kill the spell damage off there. I like that idea. Not using Ironbark once again.
Keeping the sandwich alive.
I think that's okay. Might as well.
I'm just saying. And there's a Dragoncaster.
Who doesn't like a sandwich? Dragoncaster free, power creation. Could be pretty good. No taunts, but
Certain commanders are fun.
2 Northern Friends. Bad pickup.
If you were feeling really froggy, which you shouldn't, but you could push 50 damage to the face.
Absolutely not, in no way whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean with Power of the Wild on the hand and Claw,
that would be insane.
Very devastating.
I'm expecting Mount Seller here.
Yeah, I mean with the board space now.
And we'll get Soul the Forest eventually with it too, because you can innervate that out.
Oh, right, yeah.
Now you push everything onto anything.
Ironbark, really good on Ysera.
Ballbeam takes out the sandwich.
And now it could be Innervate Soul, or
Desert Hare and Scarab.
Or it could be everything else, yeah.
Desert Hare Scarab is not what you want to see.
You want to see Makla.
I like playing a Soul here, honestly. I think Soul makes more sense.
It's the more conservative play, it's the more consistent play.
Porcupine's a good pick.
Porcupine works well with Power of the Wild.
And it picks up a big rush. That's good. That was a good turn for Pimpkarp, and now heavy pressure for Razvan. Heavy pressure.
There is an Arcane Breath there. And there's also still a 5-mana Power Blast on the hand.
But this Soul the Forest makes this so tough to deal with. Because you could clear everything here. He's
Power
blasting himself in the face. Yeah, he's seen it. He resigned the game.
You win this one.
You win this one. And we are tied at deuces apiece. Pimpkarp is coming back in this. And this mage right now is getting steamrolled. So Razvan will have to take a second here and chill and sit down and tell himself, alright, I have one more game. The Shaman has done badly so far. It's probably the most vulnerable deck. I got this. I got a mulligan, you know, for those Doomsayers, for those breaths. I gotta take it easy and I gotta compete.
But I mean, same thing, a different way for Pimpkarp, right? He's like, I've beaten a mage before.
Twice.
I know what I can do, what I do.
He's feeling good about it.
And I just gotta play it a little bit carefully and just make sure that I win.
Pimpkarp definitely going into this with the momentum, man.
Put your opponent at 0 health, you know? All that.
Put him at 0 health.
Ooh, and that's a significantly better starting hand already than last time.
Absolutely. Slurper, Tempest.
Yeah.
Keeps it all. Keeps it all.
I'm not sure how I feel about the Reflections, but the other two are definitely great together. You play the Slurper, the Tempest is active. Easy. And then you can instantly play the Lackey as well. Check what Lackey is first. If it's like Kobold or something, it's not. Sorry, if it's Goblin, then you have to check before you attack.
Oh,
those are all three kind of bad for his archetype.
Do you like Nosdormu?
I like Alex.
Alex is probably just a better Nosdormu, man.
Because you probably will have pushed your opponent to 15 by the time you can play it, but if you haven't, it might be a pretty good plan. And maybe you need to stabilize.
It's just a better Nosdormu.
It's very flexible.
Of course, Astral Hero Power here, no, not enough for the mana totem.
Of course, never underestimate the effect of Nosdormu in a tournament setting.
Hey, listen, we've seen it become relevant so far already in this tournament.
The more complex the deck is,
the higher the stakes, the situation. On ladder, you just start shuffling cards out your hand. You don't care.
I mean, like,
it is different.
Nosdormu straight up kills like those big mounts on turns or the OTK turns with Kel'Thas, that sort of stuff. Mostly spell druid stuff, but it does also interfere with other decks. So do you want to draw or do you want to hit really hard? I think hit really hard.
It's a go, right? Why not? Sandwich on hand for Razvan, obviously. He has a Frost Nova and a Blizzard that he can coin out, which is very, very important for him. So he can avoid taking damage over 2 turns if he feels like he needs to. Because he has taken a lot. He's 19. I like the Frost Nova here. Hang out. You coin the Blizzard after.
Yeah, and
assemble your hand, you know.
Yeah, that's gonna give you a lot of delay, of course, which is kind of what you want as a mage. Yeah. I mean, not as every mage, but at this mage for sure. As most mages, there's tempo mage, but everything else is like, yeah, like I'm happy freezing the board. Yeah. There is a lot on that hand. It's once again unfortunate which order the players are, of course, shown because there's there's a lot.
To see. It's tough to see.
But yeah, the freezes are the most important thing to look at right now.
I think it really has to be a Frost Nova.
If you want to be really proactive, you could coin the Sandwich and play the Blizzard next turn.
You take a
lot of damage.
You take another beating.
You take at least 6 points of damage.
Yeah.
And I mean, he could also always just ping. Ping the Lucky doesn't do much. It just takes 1 damage off the board because the totem doesn't really get affected. Yeah, he coins a Sandwich, and that might have been a mistake. Quite frankly. Let's see how...
That's tough.
Yeah, I mean, +2/+2 and all of that stuff.
He lets him get the deck rolling.
And Totemic Surge now. And should have probably Hero Part first. Unless he has lethal.
Does he have lethal? Did he count it? Oh, he does, because... No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
No.
No, he doesn't.
The other totem can't attack. He should have definitely...
yeah.
I mean, it's a slight misplay. His totem would have had 2 attack. Would have been slightly better. Especially since you can't put damage to this turn. It would have done.
Yeah, there's not a lot. Not a lot more attack to be found for Pimpkarp.
I mean, yeah, no, just double mana tile and draw cards, right?
Well, putting yourself at 5 there for Razvan is definitely a risky call.
I think just double mana tile pass.
Yeah, just draw cards. Someone place them right in the middle there, give them all attack. It's a lot of attack.
There's a lot of buffs, but he doesn't have any charge damage, any face damage.
You have to be able to stall this out now. A Dragon Caster picked up, and it's about time.
I mean, yeah, that's just for the Frost Nova. It's not the greatest. It's not the greatest discount you could have gotten, but it's definitely helpful. No spells played last turn.
Spells played.
Because he could have got Lava Strike, it would have been lethal.
Would have been,
I mean, I'm not saying it's likely you get it.
But it's a shot.
But there was possible
lethal. At damage. He's building a huge board here. How is Razvan going to deal with this board whenever his...
there is a Lava
strong
draw.
It's strong.
That is lethal.
I mean, that has to be it, right?
I mean, is there
Can Razvan win somehow?
No, it's Power Blast. There's 2 Power Blasts, so yes.
He wins with the Pyro! RazvanWar 500 IQ play. This plan started the turn he coined the sandwich. And us stooges were sitting here saying, bad play, bad play, bad play, need to play control. He saw it all along. On 9, I'll have Pyroblast.
Granted,
I have 2 freezes coming up.
he would have lost if pimpkarp had drawn that Lava Surge Strike thing, whatever it's called. Burst, that's what it was.
In the beginning, yes.
A turn early. He had to play the spell and could have... There's a lot... I'm not saying it's bad play, but that could have gone very wrong.
It was a brilliant play.
But it could have gone very wrong.
It could have, but the odds were in his favor. Because he had...
May the odds be ever in your favor.
What a calculation by Razvan. That was impressive.
I mean, hey, listen.
That was one of the best plays I've ever seen over 3 turns. He had me fooled until the very end.
He did arguably beat the weaker pimpkarp matchup.
Oh yeah, this
but
is
the way he did it...
Yeah, in this...
He's definitely
clutched it out like that with that mage. Deep understanding. That was a brilliant last game from Razvan. I was impressive. I think... wow. Incredible way to come onto the scene and to take that home. So Razvan clutching it out 3-2 over our replacement pimpkarp, of course. We're going to see pimpkarp coming up pretty much next.
Yes.
On his real American
coming
side.
up next. More pimp.
More of pimpkarp. You can never have enough of him. He had a great showing. Thank you very much for helping out. That's much appreciated. And Razvan, what a performance to clutch it out. That was amazing. What a game. Fantastic game and great performance by Razvan. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it. I think that definitely deserves it right there. And subscribe to TrashcanTV to not miss any more of those plays that are coming out. If you want to go the extra mile, join our Discord server. Link in the description. Hang out with us there. That was fantastic. Congrats to Razvan. You're moving on and you're going to be either facing Maxa or your compatriot, Houston, if he wins this game against the Belgian. It's still to come up. It's going to be good, though. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. JJ.
That's it.
That's it.